Palma. Oh,
Oh,
that's unfair, and Palma 7 points in the game. Janelle Fuentes.
oh wow.
Delgado makes the shot and knocks it down. Malonia is open. 3-point. My goodness!
Face a jumper by Robin Celis.
Natalgero has time.
Now it gets Martin Rosso. Turnaround jumper. Oh my goodness.
Patuloy ang aksyon dito sa Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. We are live from the Paco Arena in Manila City. Now we are at our second game for our Monday triple header. Chester Ian Melencio had a season high 22 points in their last game to lead Pangasinan to a victory over the Davao Occidental Tigers, while Mark Barrera was adjudged player of the game for Muntinlupa. In their last game, that was a victory to get 4 straight wins. It's Pangasinan versus Muntinlupa for the second game of our Monday triple header. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Javi Palanya, joined by Coach Christian Luanzon. Coach, this is going to be Muntinlupa's first acid test this season. They have not yet went up against the team that is in the upper half of our team standings.
A big test, obviously, para sa kanila. What you like about them is that, number one, clearly they're taking care of business, no? Regardless of the teams that they went up against, whether it's an above 500 team or the team that's in the middle of the pack, they have proven that they belong, first of all, in this league and that they belong in the upper standings. But, with the remaining games of the season, which is pretty much kalahati ng season natin, ngayon Pangasinan, who's on a 2-game winning streak of their own, magandang measuring stick to para sa kanila, to gauge their season, their playoff contention.
And to tell us more about Pangasinan's goals for this month of June, we bring in the third member of our broadcast panel, Ms. Lyra Punsalan. Lyra, good evening.
Thank you, Javi. It's a clash of momentum and motivation as the Muntinlupa Cagers, sitting pretty at 10-2, are set to defend their spot against Pangasinan Heatwaves. Again, the Heatwaves are called such for a reason. Matatapatan kaya ng Cagers ang nag-iinit na laro nila. Lalo na ngayon, they're aiming to open June with consistent wins. Coach Gerson, a seasoned tactician since Season 2, is banking on his experience to keep his squad hungry and sharp. Lalo na they ended May with impressive back-to-back wins. He said that the goal is not just to win games, but to win against big names. So kung walang magpapakampante sa laban na to. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, Lyra, and this is also an important springboard for them as they prepare for the Abra Weavers in 2 games. Let's take a look at our team standings to see how both teams are shaping up in their respective divisions.
Well, you look at Muntinlupa, as reported, at second place, 10-2, and with Quezon losing last week and a win today, would put them into solo second, maybe in a week or two. And Rizal with the win last week at 9-4, all the way down, to Mindoro, who's at 7-7. Imos lost the game even with that 40-point effort, that was brought into overtime by JJ Caspe, the highest so far this season. Still trying to keep their playoff hopes alive at 6-8, all the way down to Parañaque at 1-10.
Well, in the North Division, Nueva Ecija continues to remain supreme with a 13-0 record. Pangasinan, even at 7-4, is at number 7.
7-4, who struggled itong team na to before their 2 straight wins in this past couple weeks. Nasa likod nila ang Ilagan, Isabela, ganun din ang Bataan at that 9th spot. But you talked about Pangasinan, how loaded they are from top to bottom. I think this team, once they get it together, certainly has a chance to win a championship this season.
This is a very seasoned squad with a lot of battle-tested veterans who have a championship under their belt, and they really hope that this June will be a month of success para sa kanila. Just like in their last game against the Davao Occidental Tigers, Michael Mabulak and company got a 76-68 victory against Davao in their last game.
Here's the thing, Javi. Their talent so far is only on paper. Pero yung performance nila inconsistent in this game, even though nanalo sila rito. They trailed the first 3 quarters. Trailed by 3 after 1, trailed by 5 after 2, trailed by 1 after 3. They turned it around in the 4th quarter and they needed, yung superpowers nitong si Melencio at si Vic Manuel, who had 23 of the 27 points in the 4th quarter. Now, I say that because it's not always gonna be like that. No, unless those two, prove otherwise to be consistent every game in the fourth quarter, alam na natin hindi naman sustainable yan. So tignan natin, no, from start to finish kung paano sila maging consistent on both ends.
Well, isa sa mga naging sakit talaga ng mga teams that are coached by Coach Gerson, as we've seen in the past years, they tend to have a slow start in the first half and then tinatry nilang bumawi sa third quarter.
Well,
and fourth period.
what's important to your statement is that Coach Gerson is a proven coach in this league, has won a championship already with a different team. I'm sure yung challenge na sa kanya ngayon, nasa ibang squad na siya dito sa Pangasinan, gusto niya rin dalhin yun, and it's gonna be quite a high mountain to climb because nasa 7th place sila ngayon na nasa kalahati na tayo ng season.
Conversely, itong Muntinlupa naman, it has been a season of success for them so far. Currently number 2 in the Southern Division, and they managed to win 4 games straight already, including this one against Quezon City, 75-68.
Kung yung last game, pretty much trailing buong game itong Pangasinan, it was a different story for Muntinlupa. They were in control from start to finish, up 7 after 1, 5 after 2 quarters, and then double figures after 3, and was able to finish the game. That third quarter, really, the separator, 22-14. You see the numbers right here. Both teams didn't shoot the ball particularly well, especially from the three-point land, but they took care of business, especially on the rebounding end. Now, I mentioned the third quarter, the 22-14. Matiliano, who was one of their leading scorers with 14 points, had 7 in that quarter, and, of course, had that milestone in that game of being, the 50-something player in MPBL history to score 1,000 points. What an achievement.
Of course, Domark Matiliano has been one of the better scorers that we've had here in the MPBL. Can he lead the Muntinlupa Cagers to a 5th straight victory, or can Pangasinan extend their own winning run in our second game of our Monday triple header? Let's go to Miguel Perez.
And the Muntinlupa Cagers lakan live with Solar Sports, the 2025 Manny Pacquiao's MPBL Season 7. Let's carry on the starting fives, beginning with Pangasinan Heatwaves. Starting at guard, number 7, Hesed Gabo. Also at guard, number 54, Bong Galanza. Center number 23, Jay Collado. Forward number 27, Jorey Napoles. And the other forward, number 9, Harvey Pagsanhan. Coaching the Heatwaves is Gerson Gabiltes. Assistant coaches, Noy Catalan, Jun Marzan, Florian Pineda, Ariel Sison, Harold Nang, Joseph Gion, Dan Xavier, and June Medina. Now, introducing the starters for Muntinlupa Cagers Lakan. Starting at guard, number 10, Puroy Kantimbuhan. Center number 6, Mark Sarangay. Forward number 25, Mart Barrera. Two guard, number 8, the Iceman, Domark Matiliano. And the other forward, number 26, J.R. Flores. The head coach for Muntinlupa Cagers is Gino Ludovice. Assistant coaches, Mark Dandan, Don Bautista, Chico Tirona, John Gabulong, Alvin Tanyada, and Delon Hotilano. Team manager is Vince Harder. Team owners, Kaiser Galvez, Attorney Jeb C, and Aya Saicon. Preference for small number 13,
Let's meet our starting five, brought to you by 1xBet, title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. View more game with 1xBet. The Heatwaves will be beginning things with Hesed Gabo, Bong Galanza, the trim down, Jay Collado, Jorey Napoles, and Harvey Pagsanhan, while the Muntinlupa Cagers welcome the return of Coach Gino Ludovice. And we'll start with Puroy Katimbuhan, Domark Matiliano, Mark Sarangay, Mart Barrera, and J.R. Flores.
So, a completely different starting lineup para sa Pangasinan compared to their last game. Sa kabilang panig naman, parehas na parehas yung lima niya.
We welcome you to the second game of our Monday triple header dito sa Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang Liga ng Bawat Pilipino. We are live on Solar Sports as well as on our Facebook and YouTube channel. This is Javi Palanya, joined by Coach Christian Luanzon and Miss Lyra Punsalan at courtside. Jara Flores, who has been solid para sa Muntinlupa, a big reason why they are at number 2 right now in the Southern Division, missing on his first attempt from the outside.
Averaging close to 12 points and 6 rebounds in almost 21 minutes of play. As you see, Hesen Gabo opens up the game with a 3-pointer.
I think that's a guy that's been up and down para sa Pangasinan this season.
Usually, sanay tayo sa up and down niya sa court, no, hindi sa performance. But let's see if he could pick up his play dito, no, as they play yung kanilang remaining games into the season. Yun yan, nabanggit natin, nasa kalahati na tayo.
Mark Sarangay trying to carve out space near the block. That's going to go against Harvey Pagsanhan.
The former UE Red Warrior.
Also a former Emilio Aguinaldo College General.
Right. Yeah.
Sarangay. Siya naman, former Mapua Cardinal.
Naging teammate ko rin to sa sa Navy. They had our stint there, and it's good to see Mark, no, really play a star in his role.
Yeah.
You know, he reminds me of Jason Ballesteros last season. He would have 0 points but have 11, 12 rebounds. Yung ganong stat line.
You're right, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe 1 steal and then couple blocks.
And that's why he continues to be one of the more serviceable big men here in the league. He has aged gracefully. Well, Jay Collado, he has really gone on and be in great shape for this season. He has trimmed down a lot.
Yung last game lang, talk about Mark Sarangay. He had 0 points but had 10 rebounds in 24 minutes of play.
Muntinlupa yet to get on the board, but Barrera was fouled from the left corner. Here you see our assist of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Pangasinan off to a good start here. Barrera with the chance to put Muntinlupa on the board.
Medyo late na yung help, no, ni Ra Flores doon, dahil nakakuha na ng buwelo. Itong si Jay Collado, lalo na pag papunta sa kanyang strong hand right. Mahusay bumitbit to kasi malaki na ng galamay na ito.
Mismo. Jay Collado, one of the former Quezon City players along with Hesed Gabo, Andoy Estrella, Alwin Alday.
Alam mo, naaalala ko yung NSYNC eh. Kapag nakakita ako ng mga tulad ni Jay Collado, ni James Yap, talagang God must have spent a little more time on you eh. Alam mo yun? Daya eh. Ang lalaki ng kamay eh. Diba? Iniyoyoyo lang yung bola. Bakit ganun?
It's unfair, coach.
Diba?
That's why, actually, ikaw, at least ikaw nakapag-PBA ka pa. Many of us did not even make it to that level.
Okay, thank you for reminding me of that. That's very humbling.
Yes.
Okay, so hindi na ako nagre-reklamo.
But, you know, we're still very grateful and lucky and happy to be around the game that we
Of course.
learn to love.
Of course, yeah. Especially dito sa MPBL.
There's a
May
foul away from play. Not on the shot, definitely.
Yeah, against Pangasinan. O Napoles, I believe.
Napoles will be called for his first personal. That's on that small screen that he tried to set for Hesed Gabo.
I wonder kung ano yung mas prefer ni Napoles sa tawag sa kanya, Joe or Ray?
Kaya nga naging Jory, coach eh. Kasi,
Para
he
dalawa.
prefers both.
Okay.
Katimbuhan, ito naman si Puroy, splits the defense but gets hit from behind. Gabo will be called for the foul. So a number of fouls already being adjudged to the Heat Waves here. Already their 4th team foul. Not even 3 minutes have gone by here in the first quarter. Katimbuhan triggers into Domart Martiliano, the Iceman. These two, formerly the 1-2 punch of the Muntinlupa Cagers 3 seasons ago, having a return here to the franchise that showed up their talent. Still couldn't score a field goal on that last possession. Galanza lines up for 3. Wala. Ra Flores holds it down. Siya na rin ang nagbaba dito. Barrera best player against Quezon City. 22 points para sa kanya. Matiliano. Ball tapped. Picks it up. Shot clock at 10. Matiliano takes it. Three-pointer is good.
Right between the eyes of his defender na si Galianza, who has the task of guarding itong si Matiliano. We mentioned him as a scorer. Obviously, yung milestone ng 1,000 point offensive foul tatawag kay Galianza. He was the second leading assist man in the last game, who had 6, no? And Katimbuan had 7 for Muntinlupa. So that's 13 of the 23 assists. Ito yung 3 points.
This is a three-point shot of the game brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. These two have learned to be decoys as well, aside from scoring the basketball para sa Muntinlupa. Barrera, siya naman ang dumikada galing sa labas, no good. Pangasinan is already in the penalty. Gabo leaves it for Collado. Leans in, no good on the shot. Raflores pulls up. Jumper is good. J.R. Raflores showing us the stroke.
Alam mo sino nakita ko kahapon? Well, actually, hindi siya mismo nakita ko, pero yung asawa ni T.Y. Tang. Naalala ko si T.Y. doon sa tirang yun. Yung
Those
stop
are the
and
kinds of
pop na
shots
yun.
he takes. Yep.
Oo, pero ito, big man ang gumawa.
And I'm not used to seeing shots like that from J.R. Raflores.
Yeah.
He really has expanded his bag this season.
Tama. Tsaka maganda yung nilalaro niya. Yun ang importante. Yung iba kasi expansion lang eh. Walang performance. Pero tingnan natin. Ito. Traveling ang tinawag.
Referee Jay Castroverde, our crew chief, calls that foul, that travel rather. Here Collado misses. Look at J.R. Raflores. Brings it up.
Scan the floor pa eh. Pero ito, dahil medyo nakadistansya yung kanyang defender, even with a good challenge, was able to knock it down. Pero ito, mahirap i-challenge sa rim to. Mahaba, athletic, Napoles.
Napoles gives Pangasinan back the advantage. Now approaching the halfway point of quarter number 1. Kurt Lohera is in the game para sa Muntinlupa. Raflores this time for 3. Malakas, Sarangay gets the offensive rebound. Looks like it was a clean block by Gurtiza. King into the middle, kicks it out. Marami pang oras dito ang Pangasinan. Napoles galing sa labas, Jory Napoles.
And a good drive by Cortiza. He's gonna get the hockey assist right there. What I like about that shot is that it was in rhythm, stepping into the 3. And Napoles, after making a layup that time, sa labas naman.
Raflores at the post against Napoles. Hook shot is good. J.R. Raflores showing us the whole repertoire here in the first quarter.
Raflores, Napoles, a little tongue twister, no? Pinapahirapan tayo ng mga player na to, pero okay lang yan kapag puro shoot naman ang pagsabi natin sa mga pangalan nila.
But on the other side, Muntinlupa will be called for a foul. Raflores pushing off Esen Gabo. But before that, simple one-on-one traditional big man move there, the hook shot. Don't see that every time also nowadays.
We should see it more often.
Exactly.
Yeah, because that hook shot is really next to, you know, Michael Jordan's fadeaway jumper is an unstoppable shot.
Galanza, corner pocket 3, overshoots the mark.
Bilis bumaba ng Muntinlupa, no?
Well, when you have Poroy Katimbuhan leading the break, that's always going to be a fast break para sa Cagers.
Ipacheck dapat yung bola eh. Kala mo ping-pong ball, ang bilis eh. From left to right, ito yung diagonal pass papuntang gitna. And then, this move, impressive.
That's our fast break of the game brought to you by Extreme X Pop Personal Karaoke Speaker. Everyday Karaoke.
Kaya napilitan na si Coach Gerson, ipasok si Papa Vic Manuel.
He really usually comes off the bench.
Yep.
Katimbuhan completes the three-point play. Muntinlupa up by 1.
Ganon din si Melencio, si Robin at si Mapula. Ang naiwan na lang si Cortiza.
They go right away to the muscle man. The double comes. Gurtiza with a release pass. Gurtiza still has it. Robin from way downtown.
Partially
Way
blocked.
short.
Yeah, maybe. That was an excellent challenge by Kurt Lohera. Kaliwete sa kaliwete yun.
Coach Gerson Cabiltes, as mentioned in Lyra's pregame report, he is looking forward to a month of success para dito sa Pangasinan Heatwaves. Flores, mid-range. That's good para kay J.R. Flores.
I only have one word for that. Madalas mo marinig to sa mga player, Javi. Kondisyon.
Tumpak. He has really shown out this season para sa Muntinlupa Cagers. Ito si J.R. Flores. Melencio. That pass, I think, intended for Manuel, ends up with Robin. Floater. Medyo malakas. Flores says, let's slow things down. Let's set things up.
Not a fan of that. I thought a big success dito sa kanilang third quarter sa kalamangan nila is how they push the pace. Ito, mase-set up ng Pangasinan yung kanilang depensa. Ayun,
Sarangay.
turnover nangyari.
Took a step too early there.
Delaying the game yan.
Sarangay didn't like it one bit.
Yeah. Not really the happiest camper at times. Itong si Mark Sarangay, but really one of the better people you'll have as friends.
Looks like a gentle giant.
Yeah, he is.
But there's a reason why he continues to have a career here in the MPBL. Isa-sub out muna siya dito. Pumasok Marvin Hayes tsaka J-Boy Gob para sa Muntinlupa Cagers. Tatlong hinahabol dito ng Pangasinan. Mabulak, nasa gitna. They want to go to Vic Manuel, but instead Melencio is cleared out on the left side. Melencio drives, rolls off the rim. No numbers here for Muntinlupa. Matiliano slows things down.
J-Bo Gob right there to bother the shot of Melencio. Matiliano with the shot, wala rin.
Quick possession there para sa Muntinlupa. Manuel takes the three. Well short on that shot. Marvin Hayes. Di pinilit. Tinuturo si J-Boy Gob. Sets the screen. Hayes bobbles it a bit. Katimbuhan. Doesn't use the pick. Emergency pass Lohera. Runs out of space. Matiliano has to take it and make it.
Right there, pretty much that broken play after that errant pass that almost led to a turnover. Ball finds Matiliano. Got his 2 feet in the paint nung pagsalo niya and knows what to do with it. Score.
15-10. Doubled at the baseline. Mabulak travels.
Here's the thing, I think, generally speaking, Javi, a lot of teams should do in the MPBL, even though, medyo limited tayo sa mga post players. Aggressive double teams on the post. Ito yung save ni Lohera na napunta kay Matiliano. Because I'm not convinced that there's a lot of big men who can pass out of the double team.
Lohera strong on the jumper. Matiliano this time had some miss. Manuel loses it. Hayes ends up with it. I couldn't finish at the basket. Marvin Hayes readily apologizes to head coach Gino Ludovice.
Something that you rarely see. Usually matik na dyan. Itong si Marvin. Kung gaano kamatik yung kanyang mga bluffs.
Very entertaining.
I know. Especially yung tawa niya sa huli. Ganun, diba?
Mahal ko kayo, Pilipinas.
Nagawa ko ba?
Malapit na, coach. Manuel from downtown. 0 out of 2 to begin this game from the outside. Ito si Vic Manuel. 30 seconds to go here in the first. Hayes hands it off to Kurt Lohera. Gob's asking for it. Lohera wants a screen from Marvin. Hayes pops out. Puts the ball on the deck. Marvin Hayes off balance. Gob offensive rebound. J-Boy Gob with a deuce.
Right there, you would say that was a wild shot, but really dribble penetration, smart foul by Marvin. And how about Marvin Hayes, as I add in between, rocking the Space Jam, the J13's Reds, cherry red ba?
Yes.
Pero mukhang OG to eh. Like, parang 2019 eh, yung midsole niya, no? Melencio to
3
finish the
seconds
quarter.
left.
Yeah.
Alam ko yung Jace ni Marvin Hayes, bagong ayos yan eh.
Okay.
Matagal na raw sa kanya yan, pinaayos niya na lang. That's why he's rocking it again in this game.
Yeah, kicks on
First
fire.
quarter. Muntinlupa had Domark Matiliano on fire in that first quarter, just like J.R. Flores was para sa Muntinlupa. Those two guys leading the way para sa Cagers in that first quarter.
11 of the 15 points, to your point. Flores, one of the 6 points, that jumper. Ito yung drive ni Napoles. They went back and forth for a stretch. Sila ni Flores. Ito yung shot fake. Sabi mo nga, lumalalim. Yung bagahe nitong si Flores, hindi lang natin alam kung check-in, no? Or hand carry. Tingnan natin kapag pasok ng second quarter.
Check out our special deal from 1xBet when you scan the QR code and claim your special offer. Glad to have you with us here at the Paco Arena in Manila City. Second game of our Monday triple header dito sa Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League 7th season. Happy Pananya joined by Coach Christian Luanzon and Miss Lyra Punsalan. We have Pangasinan against Muntinlupa. Both teams looking to extend their winning runs. Pangasinan has won 2 straight while itong Muntinlupa already with 4 straight victories. Barrera, he has been solid the past couple of games for the Cagers.
No question, that play, hindi na nagdalawang isip. Pag salo, alam niya rin gagawin niya eh. And that quick release, how about the block? The help and recover by Kurt Lohera on that Ralph Robin shot. Remember, he had that excellent challenge, which I believe wasn't counted as a block, no, in the first quarter. But that one, certainly a block.
19-10, Pangasinan down here in the early goings of the second quarter. Di Gregorio, he has been very unlucky from beyond the arc this season. Barrera.
Wala pang naipapasok yan, ha? No, nabanggit mo, no? Buong season sa 3-pointer.
Correct.
Di ba? Specialist sa 3-pointer yan. Pero sabi ni Marvin Hayes, Coach, Javi, relax lang kayo. Ito, 3-pointer baka mo. Kaya ko yan.
Di man nakashoot galing sa malapit kanina. He gets it from downtown this time to extend this Cagers lead to 12 points, 22-10. We're gonna take a look at it again. Ito 3-point shot ni Marvin Hayes, brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. Only the second 3 in this game for Muntinlupa, but it makes it a 12-point lead for the Cagers. There you see those kicks on fire by Marvin Hayes. Alam ko, napanood ko kasi sa mga vlogs niya yan eh.
Yeah.
Feature niya yan eh, bagong ayos.
Saka, based on reviews, like generally speaking, isa sa mga pinakamasarap pang laro yan, yung 13s, right?
I'm not really sure about the number.
Or 11, sorry.
I'm not exactly
I think 11, sorry, 11s.
sneaker connoisseur. Mas sneaker connoisseur ka pa
Sorry.
yata sa akin eh.
11s yan, 11s.
Ang mas expert dyan, yung ating butihing boss na si Sidelf Turtis.
Siyempre, kulang na lang middle lane yung shoes eh.
Ramos from downtown gets it from the corner, and Muntinlupa is like a house on fire here at the start of the second quarter.
Execution has been the name of the game para sa Muntinlupa. Ang isa pang nagugustuhan ko sa Muntinlupa, hindi lang sa larong ito, Javi, is that they would execute at the same time yung reads ng mga players nila. No? We saw Marvin Hayes, Ramos. When the open shot is there, they're taking the shots And because of their record, obviously, they've been making a lot of them.
Napoles hit one from there earlier, gets another one from that same spot.
Boy, where would Pangasinan be without the performance dito early on by Napoles? He's been their most confident guy of taking shots and knocking them down.
Pagsanhan gets the steal, gets it back. Harvey will challenge Ramos at the basket. Harvey Pagsanhan gets the deuce.
Love the finish. Really determined to finish that one and went up strong.
5-0 spurt here of the timeout para dito sa Pangasinan. We feature Harvey Pagsanhan here in our fast break of the game. Brought to you by Extreme X-Play on-the-go speaker. Take your music anywhere. Pagsanhan took it to the basket there and cuts this Muntinlupa lead to 8, 17-25.
Siguro ito siguro yung isa sa mga test sa amin talaga kung talagang hanggang saan kami. So pinagandaan namin sila, nag-double effort kami sa ensayo. Tsaka di naman namin iniisip kada game talaga pinagandaan namin. So equal lang talaga yung tingin namin sa bawat teams dito. So yun, lalaban kami hanggang dulo.
You just heard Puroy Katimbuhan of the Muntinlupa Cagers. And nasabi niya na nga, and we said it also during our pregame discussion, that this Pangasinan game will be one of the early tests para sa kanila.
Para sa kanila and for Muntinlupa as well, as nabanggit natin sa pregame, as Marvin Hayes misses a shot. Feels like a shot that they've been rarely doing. Missing. Parang feeling ko lahat pumapasok, but looking at the numbers, they're shooting at a good percentage at 45%. What a rebound by Flores.
The specialty of the house para kay Lervin Flores. Offensive rebound and stick back.
Yes, he certainly brings that championship experience dito sa koponan na to. But more than that, yung toughness, lalong-lalo sa rebounding. Had 12 rebounds in the last game.
Lohera off the sidestep, could not finish. Flores holds down another board. Napoles has one guy in front of him. Leaves it for Pagsanhan. Pulls it back out. De Gregorio. Fontanilla to Napoles. Bounce pass inside the entry to Lervin Flores. De Gregorio doesn't settle for the three-point shot. Harvey Pagsanhan once again.
Excellent pass right there by De Gregorio. And how about the recognition by Pagsanhan? Drive sa same side niya, but still was able to go a little bit to that short corner para magkaroon ng spasyo yung bounce pass na yun. Nice finish and a nice quarter, nice stretch dito by Pagsanhan.
And this is now a 9-2 run by the Pangasinan Heatwaves. Ramos crossover, floater, no good. Flores another rebound.
Flores na naman.
Straight rebounds para kay Lervin Flores. Fontanilla will set this one up. Fontanilla guarded here by Patrick Ramos. Bounce pass to Flores. A little bit short. Napoles, another three on the way. This time it's long. Another possession para sa Pangasinan. This time courtesy of Mike De Gregorio.
They want this empty corner ball screen between Fontanilla and Napoles, but the mishandle by Fontanilla results into a turnover.
And the turnover is now piling up para sa Heatwaves. That's now 9 in the game. We take a look at this play of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
Compared to only 3 para sa Muntinlupa, to your point, in terms of turnovers.
Matiliano at the controls here for Muntinlupa. Up by 4 points. Hayes could not extend it. Matiliano holds it down. Domark from mid-range, hand in the face, no problem para kay Domark Matiliano.
Well, there's a big reason why he's part of the 1,000-point club. And that's really common sense. Marunong sumut itong si Matiliano.
Last year was with the Quezon Huskers. Did not see a lot of floor action. for the reigning Southern Division champions. They're really loaded at this position. At this time, goes back to the franchise that
Mukhang
initially
challenge.
gave him a chance. There's a challenge now by Coach Gerson Cabiltes.
Minsan, sa buhay, opportunity lang ang kailangan mo eh. And last year, I'm sure, maganda rin yung naging experience niya ron, no? Doon sa Quezon. Nakapunta pa siya ng Dubai.
Yes, so
And eto, tingnan natin kung ano mangyayari sa challenge si Coach Gerson.
27-21 is the count. Under 5 minutes to play here in the first half.
Upon review, the challenge was successful. Ball possession for Pangasinan.
Successful challenge para kay Coach Gerson Cabiltes. This was the play in question. Napoles lost it. And mukhang nahawakan ni Kurt Lohera, or was it Sarangay who got a hand on that basketball. That's why Pangasinan will keep the basketball. De Gregorio, the slump continues para kay Mike De Gregorio.
Even with a foot on the line. He's been playing well. On the defensive end, he had a nice pass earlier.
Lohera just below the free throw line. Flores has really been controlling the boards here in the second quarter.
Na naman.
De Gregorio couldn't get the basket.
Give it up. There you go. Matiliano is going to be open.
Lohera against De Gregorio. Quick drive to the baseline. Reverse no good. It's off the foot of Lervin Flores.
You see, that was a good drive, and I thought, if not for foul baiting, Lohera could have gone up and finished stronger on that reverse. But they're fortunate that they will still get the ball back.
12 on their shot clock. Kurt pops out. Katimbuan gets to it. Screen by Sarangay.
That's a walk. Changes pivot. Went for the step back with that right foot. Lost the handle. And then tinawagan na ng traveling after the movement of his pivot foot.
I'd like to thank LGR, the official sportswear of the MPBL.
Good evening po, LGR.
Maraming salamat para sa aming magagandang uniforme.
Yes, sir.
Gabo back in the game. Napoles kicks it back out to Hesed. Gabo, couple of dribbles. Back to Lervin Flores, back from behind by Sarangay. And the shot clock will expire for the Pangasinan Heatwaves.
What a recovery right there. From our angle, it looked to be sure, easy two para kay Flores after that really jump pass ito by Hesen Gabo. Pero inabot ni...
Si Lohera pala.
Si Lohera ba yun?
Yeah, I think it was Lohera.
Oo, contesting naman itong Pangasinan Heatwaves coaching staff na sa kamay daw tinamaan. Pero walang tawag.
Lohera. Access denied as well by Jory Napoles.
Nabawian siya.
Pangasinan quickly on the other side. Flores puts on the brakes.
Nice.
Napoles gets it off the glass.
You have to be impressed with the energy that Flores is providing. Pagpasok niya, instant impact kagad on both ends. That time, the move and the drop.
He has become the ultimate difference maker here in the second quarter para sa Pangasinan. Tumatakbo sila dito. Gabo try to bullet the pass to the corner. Galanza still gets to it. One-legged runner. No. Flores, another rebound. That's now 7 in the game for Lervin Flores. Galanza, another try, this time beyond the arc. Three-pointer is good para kay Bong Galanza.
And guess who kept the ball alive? Nabanggit mo, Flores with another rebound. This time on the offensive end. That kick out allowed Napoles for the catch and go. And then the kick out to the corner for that Galanza 3.
Katimbuan, sinusubukan na sumagot. At no
Sino
good.
na naman?
He has been the common suspect on the glass. Napoles, Galanza, this time from the opposite corner, rims out. Failed to get back in the lead itong Pangasinan. 27-26. Katimbuhan. Hayes, another three. No good. This is a 3-on-2 break. Pagsanhan takes it strong to the cup. And one opportunity para kay Harvey Pagsanhan.
You see, he's not gonna get a stat for sprinting, but what opened up the lane for Pagsanhan was really the sprint by the guy in front of him by Napoles. Right there, sumama yung tao si Matiliano. It opened up the freeway for Pagsanhan, and Pagsanhan, he's had a solid second quarter.
That's our Gixer. Great move of the game. Born for greatness. Absolutely great take right there by Harvey Pagsanhan.
I tell you, Javi, itong Pangasinan, marami silang atleta. Marami silang atleta that can go up and down. They also have a lot of skilled players who could play one-on-one. The Mabulaks, the Manuels, you know, even the Colliados. They have a playmaker, you know, in Hessen Gabo, Ian Melencio, who can score the rock. This is a loaded team. I would fear this team once they figure everything out.
I definitely agree. Especially with the championship pedigree of many of their players plus their coaching staff.
No question.
That was a push. That's gonna go against Jay Collado. Medyo na-dismayan ng konti si Jay Collado because I think he was hit inadvertently by J.R. Flores. But obviously, no animosity between these two. A minute and change remaining here in the first half. Katimbuhan turns the corner. Free lane. Oh, left it short. Tumatakbo muli ang Pangasinan. Bautista. Back to Hesed. Gabo against Andre Flores. The screen from Manuel. Collado. Quick take. No. Vic keeps it alive. The muscle man off the glass. That's a goaltend.
Counted yun. No, counted yun. Tinamaan yung net eh.
That will count para kay Vic Manuel. Ang Pangasinan now up by 4 points, Coach Christian.
Yeah, this Pangasinan team reminds me a lot of JC and Jay in the first game. It seems like whoever gets the ball, they're putting their head down. They're driving it strong to the basket. And it has worked wonders for them. That's why they're enjoying this 4-point lead so far.
Muntinlupa, possible 2-for-1 situation para sa kanila. Barrera. Flores, ngayon na lang ulit pumasok. First shot back, no good. Sarangay keeps it alive. Katimbuhan hops into the lane. Gets a pass to Flores. Swipe clean by Fontanilla. Ball is loose.
Yeah, that's a foul on Vic Manuel, I believe.
And the muscle man called for that personal foul.
Ganda sana nung effort ni Fontanilla after preventing that basket with the steal, the save. Yun lamang, no, napunta sa maling jersey, no, sa black jersey napunta. At ito, hindi daw active shooting.
It's going to be a baseline throw-in para sa Cagers. 18.7 seconds, 14 on their shot clock. Barrera slip for a bit. Hands it off to Katimbuhan. He launches from 3. Collado gets it to Fontanilla. 7 seconds left. Fontanilla with the left hand. Gets clipped on the arm. 2 shots coming up para kay Josh Fontanilla.
Nabanggit natin si Gabo, si Melencio, meron din Joshua Fontanilla. Pinakita niya sa atin, no? In transition, yung kanyang ability, yung athletic ability. Really switching a little bit from right to left. Naisingit niya pa yun, nakabingwit pa ng foul.
This free throw of the game brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. Fontanilla, a one-and-done player for UST in the UAAP. There you see Coach Jerson Cabiltes telling his Heat Waves to use their remaining team fouls to give.
I'm so glad that he only had 1 year. Kasi yung 1 year na yun, naalala ko yung mga ginagawa niya eh. No, mahusay naman na laro to si Fontanilla. Another product of Gino Manansala.
Yes, from St. Clair.
Yeah.
Best known for his efforts there during his time at St. Clair. He was a high-scoring guard back then for Coach Gino Manansala. It's going to be a timeout here for the Heat, or for Muntinlupa rather. They're down by 5 points. Mark Barrera and the Muntinlupa Cagers, they were up by as much as 13 points here in the first half, but Pangasinan suddenly went on a ballistic run to take the lead. Right now, they're up by 5. Itong Heatwaves, 32-27. Muntinlupa has possession here. 5 seconds left. Flores, what will he do? Swipe clean there by Fontanilla. Gets it back to Matiliano, who's short on that three-point try. And that's going to do it. Our first half now in the books.
Well, that was an entertaining half, to say the least. And you would think the way they went up and down, we would have like, you know, sort of like a 60-55 score. Looking at the score right now, 32-27. But you look at this performance by Napoles, kahit na 32 points lang ang na-score ng team niya, he had 12 of those 32, and they lead heading into the third quarter, or to halftime rather, by 5.
You were just mentioning how he has been so important para sa Pangasinan here.
Very.
Just like when Muntinlupa was up big time, and now they are up heading into the halftime break, 32-27.
Is annihilating Oscar De Loyas. That is the most spectacular one-punch shot of Manny Pacquiao's incredible career. And he fights his way off and goes down again. Straight left lands for Manny. Does he have Colo in trouble? Manny Pacquiao is a storm. Huge left hand by Pacquiao. Punch after punch after punch. And he finds the straight left hand. And there's the punching game. Look at the brilliant accuracy of Manny Pacquiao. Landing with both right and left hands. This is why we use the word sensation.
You're still tuned into Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. It is halftime of our second game between Muntinlupa Cagers and Pangasinan Heatwaves. Ako po, si Lyra Punsalan, at kasama natin ngayong gabi ang team manager of Muntinlupa Cagers, Sir Vince Harder. Sir Vince, Coach Gino mentioned earlier that it's the usual thing you guys are doing. Kung ano talagang nag-work and effective for the Cagers. May I just ask, how do you help the team remain in that winning flow?
Yeah, we just keep reminding the players that we haven't achieved anything yet as of this now. Although maganda yung standing namin, but yun nga, yung continuous reminder lang sa kanila na we have to work hard every practice to achieve at least 1% of improvement every practice. I think that would help us move to the next round. No?
Speaking of moving on to the next round, how do you guys prepare, or what's your vision for this month of June?
Yeah, same as yung mga previous month namin is to win as many games as possible, no? And to continue to be locked in, no, kung ano yung goals namin for this season, which is to get through the playoffs, and from there siguro tatrabahuin ulit namin to kung saan kami makarating, which will just to give our 100% every game.
Any greetings or special mentions?
First, I would like to greet Ma'am Grace Galvez, a very happy birthday, and enjoy your vacation with your family. And Boss Kai, enjoy kayo dyan sa Palawan. And yun din, we'd like to greet Mayor Jem C. of Marilao, Bulacan, at Boss Aya Saicon, Governor Dong Padilla of Camarines Norte, Mayor Rafi Biason, Vice Mayor Pani Teves, and ganoon din, Lakan ng Camarines Norte, Paramount Logistics, GMC Foundation, Agustea Ship Manning, Elberg, Hope Spirit Gym, Tela Athletics, Tito Rex, Alvarez Family of Angeles Resorts, Jam Shoes Las Piñas. And yeah, I would like to also greet my wife, si Dailin. Yun din, belated happy birthday, and my son Theodore and daughter Via. Yan lang.
Thank you so much, Sir Vince Harder of the Muntinlupa Cagers. Coming right up, let's watch the Week 11 Top 10 Plays of the Week.
Manalang gets it back. 8 seconds to work with. They go to Giap against Kapulong.
Nice pick.
Nice fake by Giab. Atake ni Josh Giab! What a move from Josh Giab! Look at the move from Josh Giab. The shot fake. And lets Capulong fly by with that hang time move.
And the thing is, may nakadig pa si si Mitch Maynes.
Olegario drives right at Jego Dario. Finds a way. Oh my. Hindi ko alam paano nagawa ng paraan ni J. Olegario yun. I could not even find him. Could not even see him. 3 players against J.R. Olegario.
Hindi mo na nga makita.
Kaya nga.
Plus 10 ang Pasay, 14-4. Cyrus Tabi quietly has been having a solid season.
What a pass.
And what a pass. Like you said, papunta kay AJ Coronel.
And that's with the left hand. Usually, players are good with their strong hand, no? Yung mga magagaling pumasa. And this one, though, using the left hand for that behind the back in tight space.
4-point lead para sa Abra. Taiwan. Ildefonso, oh what a move! Dave Ildefonso able to elude the defense. At ito yung magandang galaw ni Dave Ildefonso.
And that's just muscle memory para dito kay Dave Ildefonso.
Risers with a glimmer of hope. Kani. Kani for 3! Oh! Hubert Kani, I tell you, never count the Risers out, especially here on their home floor.
That's right. He rose up with those hands. Challenged by Philip Manalang, still knocked it down.
Pasay looks like they're getting a win here after back-to-back losses. Oh, Adlawan could certainly dunk. He'll try for that and he does! Slam jam for Dolan Adlawan.
Pasok na sa top 3 yun, yung dakdak na yun. Maybe the number 1 play.
They trap Pido. He goes to Himpayan. Waray finds Pingris for the hammer.
Oh boy! Me, oh my! Mark Pingris!
What a slam galing kay Mark Pingris. He went up there.
To Coach Stephen Mapera's playbook that he could have more playing time for Parañaque in the coming games.
Pido. Oh! The exclamation point to this one! May pahabol pa! Nawala tuloy headset ko. Nagulat ako.
That's the first time I've actually seen somebody in the panel lose their headset after a dunk.
Ibang klase naman kasi out of nowhere. And Warlo Batak.
Mina against Darang. 5 seconds to work with. Mina fires a 3. Good! Alan Mina! 10 points in the game. And a clutch basket for the Cowboys.
Boy, and what you love about this, the guys on Ilagan, the Cowboys, clutch after clutch.
They have been fouled as well there.
Yup, didn't get to land on where he's supposed to.
Yes.
Oh my.
Big time shot galing kay Allen for 2. 10 seconds on the shot clock for Bataan. Mitchell with the in and out dribble. Mitchell, what a finish! What a finish! And I thought I was watching Dr. J right there. The in and out dribble. Maynes gets deep and adjusts, contorts, and just lays it in with some English. What a spectacular move from Mitchell Maynes.
Dr. J-like, if you ask me.
Pangasinan up by 5 here against the Muntinlupa Cagers, 32-27. Muntinlupa was up by as much as 13 points in the first half. In fact, they were up for most part of the first quarter, but Pangasinan outscoring the Cagers in the second period to take a 5-point lead heading into the halftime.
So that's really, you know, a 18-point turnaround considering yung biggest lead nitong Muntinlupa and Pangasinan. This guy happened. You know, nothing more much to say because and ang kagandahan nun, it felt like he didn't try to take over, but the ball was just finding him, his teammates was just finding him. But I thought the pace, especially yung latter part ng second quarter natin, this guy also made a huge difference nung pagpasok niya. Defending, rebounding, and running. Yun yung tatlong ginawa no, nitong Pangasinan. Flores rebounded, the team defended, Flores rebounded, and then Gabo found the guys, especially this guy, Pagsanhan, who had 2 finishes on the break. That time, a 3-point play.
A very impactful second quarter for the Pangasinan Heatwaves. Can they hold on to this lead and maybe extend it further? Or can Muntinlupa come back and tie this one?
That was a 22-10 second quarter led by Pangasinan. So obviously their defense was on point, but Kurt Lohera opens up with a spin floater move inside the paint.
That's his first basket of the game. 2 points now para kay Kurt Lohera. Batiliano leads the way in scoring para sa Muntinlupa, while it's Napoles who has 12 to be the leading scorer of Pangasinan.
I thought Galeanza passed up a shot coming off 2 screens.
Well, here he goes for it just below the elbow. Katimbuhan leaves it for Flores.
Mahina yung pasa.
Intercepted by Pagsanhan. Collado running through the middle. Able to split the defense. Say Collado with 2 points.
Might have gotten away with a travel. Frankly, I don't know. But Collado, credit him. No, tinuloy-tuloy pa rin niya and was able to finish the break.
Yeah, Coach, even before when he was heavier, he was already running the floor well. But now he's even slimmer. Makikita mo talaga yung difference eh.
Well, there's a lightness to his step. You know, I think that's the difference. Pero ito, kung magaan baka mo, lalo na sa ere, si Pagsanhan, ang ganda ng mga finishes. Strong to the basket all the time since the start of this game.
9 puntos na sa laro for Harvey Pagsanhan. 36-29. Lohera bumps into Pagsanhan, and Harvey will be called for that person.
Almost feels like, you know, the coaching staff talked to him because the first 2 plays, he has put his head down. Itong si Kurt Lohera, but how about the pass and the finish? Once again, si Pagsanhan on the finishing end.
That was our assist of the game, brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Few more game with 1xBet. Hesid Gabo is showing us why he was once hailed as the top point guard of the MPBL with his orchestrating and distributing here para sa Pangasinan.
Hesid Gabo so far in almost 11 minutes of play has 3 points and 5 assists on only 1 turnover. Please do not commit a turnover now, Hesid.
Gortiza swings it to the corner. Manuel from beyond the arc. Collado holds it down. Offensive rebound and the stick back para kay Jay Collado.
Well, it wasn't a turnover, but certainly a cleanup job by Collado right there off the miss by Vic.
And not much resistance as well on that offensive board. Muntinlupa having trouble here to start the third quarter. Flores one-on-one against Collado. Galanza switches onto him. Loses it. Ito si JR. Picked up by Gortiza. The muscle man wants it. They go to Hesid Gabo instead. Gabo leads in. No foul called. The Cagers on the other side. Katimbuhan tried to finish with the left hand. Tough scoop attempt there. Gortiza will be called for the foul.
Sa kabila, no? Trying to go fishing was Hesid Gabo to force the official to make the call. Ito yung magandang agaw ni Pagsanhan. At yung kanyang assist, pangalawang agaw na yan, ni Pagsanhan. He had one in the first half too.
That was our fast break of the game brought to you by Extreme Cool Air Conditioners. Ang Extreme Magpalamig, free installation for split type air conditioners. Katimbuan, short on the second, 0 out of 2 para kay Puroy Katimbuan. Katimbuan only with 3 points to so far tonight.
And to add to your point, Avi, Muntinlupa as a team is 3 out of 10 from the line.
Manuel improvising. Drawing the foul there on J.R. Laflores.
Now, this is something na nakita natin in the first half in terms of yung game plan ng Muntinlupa when Vic Manuel has the ball on the post. In the first half, nung dinoble siya, hinanap kagad ni Vic Manuel yung libre on the kick out that time. Challenged the double team and was able to get the foul. You look at the numbers na banggit natin. You know, one of 2 players who top scored para sa Pangasinan. Kasama niya dyan si Chester Ian Melencio at 21, but they were big time in the fourth quarter, both of them. 23 of the 27 points in the last game. And because they won that fourth quarter, and they were able to finish that game for their second straight win.
When push comes to shove, you can certainly rely on Vic Manuel. He has a proven track record in the PBA and looking to leave his imprints here sa MPBL, his first season this year with Pangasinan. Muntinlupa turns it over.
Libre.
Galanza finally gets one to drop.
Well, he was open for like 5,000 years right there. I tell you, he was ball ready even before the ball was inbounded in backcourt. Pero 3 points sa kabila pumasok, layup. Wala sa kabila. Galianza, pangalawa ba?
Katimbuan almost tapped into the wrong guy. Good thing Lohera was able to get to it. They go to Matiliano. Medyo mataas yung pasa. Turnover muli para sa Muntinlupa.
But that's only their 7th turnover in the game compared to the 11th ng Pangasinan. The difference, Pangasinan ang may hawak ng kalamangan. Ito, libreng-libre. Ang layo pa ng forward pass na yun.
That's a 3-point shot of the game brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. Hesed Gaboy, you can trust him to find you even if you're far away. Galanza, di naman siya pinahiya doon. Check out our special deal from 1xBet when you scan the QR code and claim your special offer. Pangasinan extending their lead right now to 13 points. Let's go courtside to Ms. Lyra Punsala.
Coach Gino stays true to their system despite facing a big challenge today against the Heat Waves. Wala namang extraordinary. He said, we're doing the usual thing. He said in his usual calm but focused tone. Even with their impressive 10th standing, Coach Gino is not letting the pressure shake their foundation. Instead, he emphasized the reminder to shed the ball more dahil yun lang daw naman ang gusto niyang makita kasi pag lahat involved, mas gumagaan ang laro. As Muntinlupa looks to protect their record, Coach Gino is banking on trust, teamwork, and sticking to the basics that have worked for them so far. The question is, will that work against the Heat Waves? Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, Lyra. Well, as of now, they're having some difficulty saving themselves from this hole that they are in right now, a 13-point deficit. Hey, Coach, what seems to be the problem right now para sa Cagers?
To me, yung pace, no? The way Pangasinan has really pushed the pace, yung kanilang transition defense has been an issue since late of that second quarter. They're struggling also to put the ball in the hoop. If you remember a first part, especially after that, big first quarter that they had, which they led 17-10. We mentioned Raflores and Matiliano, scoring 13 points, 7 and 6, respectively. And guess what? After 2 quarters, they still finished with that number. So, importante, na yung in relation to the report ni Lyra, Vic Manuel, this is a 3. apart from those two, kanino pa sila kukuha ng produksyon sa larong ito?
Approaching the halfway point of quarter number 3.
Because so far, looking at the numbers, they are still the leading scorers para sa Muntinlupa. And guess what the numbers it is? It's 7 and 6 still for Flores and Matiliano.
Hindi pa rin gumagalaw yung kanilang mga puntos. And Muntinlupa also having trouble scoring here in the third quarter, only with 3 points here in quarter number 3. Heatwaves already managing to score 11. Gurtiza, baseline, push shot, no good. Can Muntinlupa finally get a basket here? Sarangay at the middle. Barrera cuts away, so does Ramos. Turnover again para sa Cagers. Melencio all the way to the cup. That's going to be an easy basket para sa Pangasinan.
Obviously, miscue, no? Mark Sarangay, gusto niya mag-handoff sana kay Kantimbuhan. Kantimbuhan had another thing in mind, which is go backdoor. That resulted into a turnover and a layup on the other end. Matiliano, wala.
Gets his own miss, drops it off. Hayes, the two lefties connecting there.
Pagkatira ni Matiliano, nung tira off to the other end na. Ito si Vic Manuel. It opened up Marvin Hayes after that drop pass and offensive rebound by Matiliano.
De Gregorio, Melencio to the corner. Gurtiza trying to lose Marvin Hayes. There's a foul against the former JRU Heavy Bomber. That's a lot of frustration on the face of Marvin Hayes. Check out our play of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Marvin Hayes ending the long scoring drought by Muntinlupa with that basket. Gurtiza sets and fires off to the right. It's going to be a foul laban kay Jory Napoles.
You know, Javi, you have to appreciate the way Pangasinan has been executing, finding open looks. When Galianza was in earlier, it was off a timeout. They were able to get a good look of a kick out off the post by Vic Manuel, no, from the right block to the left wing of the kick out. At that time, it was an open shot by Gurtiza once again. Hindi lang nila maipasok.
Well, that's always been a problem para sa Pangasinan in their early games. That's why wins were up and down para sa kanila. It's no secret that yung sistema ni Coach Gerson medyo mahirap rin talaga intindihin dahil sa sobrang dami ng plays.
Totoo yan, no? But I think, you know, as I had a good chat with Coach Gerson a couple weeks ago, during that struggle, no, it was right before a game. I forgot kung sinong kalaban nila nung araw na yon. Naglaro kami sa isang liga nung umaga. And sabi niya, no, isa sa mga interesting na sinabi niya, he was able to talk to the players, specifically si Vic Manuel, you know, that he has to participate more in practices. Not that he's not practicing, pero syempre, dahil nandun na sa taas, as Matiliano finally gets his first field goal after such a long time, is that syempre, minamanage rin, no, itong si Vic Manuel dahil medyo may kaidaran na nga siya. No, load management kung tawagin. No, pero sabi niya at that point, kailangan mo na sumabay sa ensayo, lalong-lalo na sa mga scrimmages para yung chemistry nyo gumanda. Pero ang importante sa chemistry, tulad ng tira nitong si Matiliano, in the end, pasok yung mga tira, back-to-back baskets for Matiliano. Coach Gerson, hahanapin siguro yung chemistry pagkatapos ng timeout para makasagot sila sa next na ofensiba.
Muli, Marvin Hayes and Domart Matiliano connecting on that past sequence. Two straight three-pointers by Matiliano. This one off the back. And they cut this Pangasinan lead just to 5 points, 45-40. Glimpse at our MPBL leadership Of course, headed by Captain Marbel, Commissioner Kenneth Duremdes, Security Chief Rudy Distrito, and Operations Head Emerson Oreta. There you go, our 1xBet sponsor, Miss Eva Elfie, in the house here at the Paco Arena in Manila City for our Monday triple header. Of course, we'd like to thank 1xBet, our title sponsor this season. Got a packed crowd only in our second game tonight. Earlier, we saw Valenzuela win a game against the Bacolod Tubo Slashers. Later, we will be witnessing Quezon City going up against Pasig City.
Yeah, with Quezon City having quote-unquote the host or the home court dito, no?
Yeah. We are on neutral grounds for tonight. That's a successful stop for the Muntinlupa Cagers. Pangasinan getting nothing out of it off the timeout. Under 2 minutes to play here in the third. Hayes passes. Hand off to Barrera. Only with 5 points so far after the 22-point outing against Quezon City. Matiliano, can he go 3 straight? Malakas. Sarangay, offensive rebound. That's a foul against Melencio. And Pangasinan is already in the penalty, so Muntinlupa will be given 2 shots here at the line.
Oh, we talked about the first half of how good Pangasinan was in terms of not only offensive rebounding but connecting. You know, yung second chance points na tinatawag. Para sa Muntinlupa naman, that was their 9th offensive rebound. Care of si Mark Sarangay. Pang-apat niya na yon. Chance to score pero namintis yung una.
Muntinlupa is 3 out of 11 as a team from the free throw line. This free throw brought to you by Extreme Appliances. Subok at kompleto ng appliance brand ng Pilipinas. 0 out of 2 para kay Mark Sarangay. The score stays as is, 45-40.
The zone for Muntinlupa para sa defensive possession na to.
Now, Pangasinan has had 5 threes in this game, but instead they've managed to find Michael Mabulak at that baseline. Very methodical fake and finish para kay Mike Mabulak.
Really an underrated part of his game because we all know Mike as a back-to-the-basket player, being one time an 18 to 20-point scorer once upon a time in MPBL during his Bacoor striker days. Still decent at 12, double-double, basically. 12 points, 10 rebounds as you see on your screens. Only a 55% free throw shooter but was able to complete the 3-point play. Ito yung stats niya last game. Guess what? Double-double ulit. Mas
Yes.
marami pa yung rebounds na tigwa 1 point kesa sa puntos na tigdo 2.
At the turnovers continue to pile up here para sa Muntinlupa, which Pangasinan capitalized on Melencio scoring there for the Heatwaves. Brings the lead back up to 10. Katimbuhan goes to the corner. Barrera running shot. Wala, Mabulak secures possession.
Barrera has been quiet in this game after a 20-point performance in the last outing.
Melencio trying to take Sarangay off the dribble. Successful on the scoop shot. Ito si Ian Melencio.
Ito medyo tahimik din no first half. Top scorer nung last game. Nagsisimula na mag-ingay with back-to-back basket si Ian Melencio.
Matiliano met the double team inside the paint. Hayes down low to Sarangay. 5 on the shot clock. Hook shot is short. Ball bounced around. Napoles throws it to the wrong guy. Barrera to the corner. Hayes, no good on the 3. Barrera gets it back, and there you go. A chance for 3 points the old-fashioned way para kay Mark James Barrera.
What you like about Barrera, nakita rin natin yan nung first half, no? Pagtanggap niya inside the paint. Yung mabilis na pag-angat. Ito, loose ball rebound naman of the offensive rebound. Kita mo, nag-bounce sa kanya yung mabilis niyang reaction at yung mabilis niyang pag-angat muli. You know, and yun, may tinawag pang foul. Extra shot, nabanggit natin. Medyo tahimik siya ngayon. 3-point play. This might get him going.
9.5 points per game this season. 68.2% from the free throw line this year. That's now 8 points in the game for the former JRU Heavy Bomber. 10.1 seconds remaining here in the third. I think Muntinlupa will be given a warning here for improper bench decorum.
I've never been a fan of that call.
Yeah. Alenzo rolls into De Gregorio.
You're just compounding to it. Kasi kung totoo man na delay the game yung bench, dahil sa tinawag mong delay the game, lalong na delay.
And Melencio beats the quarter buzzer there. Quickly into the lane and fading away. Ian Melencio.
Certainly a player that doesn't know how to delay to score, lalo-lalo na sa quarter na to. That's 6 points in the last 2 minutes by Ian Chester Melencio.
Watch our highlights of the game brought to you by SIP Plus, the official hydration partner of the MPBL. Elevate your hydration. Pangasinan has certainly elevated their game in this third quarter, Coach.
No question, no, because after that 22-point second quarter, which they led 22 to 10, ngayon hindi masyadong mataas yung kanilang scoring kumpara nung second quarter, but still right there and enough for them to have a comfortable double-digit lead papasok ng fourth.
54-43, fourth quarter of action sa aming pagbabalik. Check out our Gixer fan of the game, born for greatness. Almost a full house here inside the Paco Arena in Manila City. We are back in the Metro after our first game day in Abra last Saturday. In Melencio and the Pangasinan Heatwaves, they're up right now by 11 points. Muntinlupa has struggled here in the second half, but they managed to bring the lead back down to 5 points.
Yeah, for sure. And did I mention to you earlier that ang pinakamababa kong grado ay math? No, because let me correct myself. Because eksakto, no, or the same output ng second quarter, yung third quarter, which was 22 points also. No, but that run came in the last 3 minutes, lalo na yung pagpasok ni Mabulak and ni Melencio. Those two certainly had an impact. Yan, kitang-kita. Numbers don't lie. Ako lang ang nagkamali.
22-16 in that third quarter. Muntinlupa misses on their first possession here in the fourth.
Pass.
They go downstairs. Napoles from Michael Mabulak.
Hindi lang po husband and wife ang importanteng relationship. Sa basketball lalo na, yung big to big, malaking bagay yan.
Michael Mabulak showing us that he's not only a scorer inside but also can find his teammates. Pangasinan has really put a heavy premium on execution here in the second half. De Gregorio fakes the three, puts it on the deck. Back to Melencio. May pang oras sa kanilang shot clock. The bounce pass, Mabulak. Goes inside, Napoles, three-pointer. Off the back iron, Mabulak, offensive rebound. Goes for the shot himself, left it short. Flores, he has remained quiet here in the second half. And after an explosive start to this game, Barrera, siya naman ang sumusubok na kumamada dito para sa Muntinlupa.
Dahil sa dalawang nakuputi, no, na big man, Napoles and Mabulak na naiwan sa backcourt, nagkaroon ng 4-on-3 advantage. Ang ganda naman ng pasang yun. Eh, syempre yung finish ni Barrera sa ibabaw.
And now it's 10 points in this game.
Hindi pa rin makabutas si De Gregorio sa larong ito. This season, actually.
Yeah, this entire season. Yeah, for a guy that's known for his shooting. And quite ironic that he hasn't been able to knock down a shot from the outside. Mabulak. Well defended there by De Leon.
Kaya mo kung papalitan na siya, no? Flores is coming in. I'm gonna assume it's for Mabulak and Napoles. Nagpapasok din si Galeanza. Hindi, may iwan si Mabulak.
This is our play of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Big-to-big connection, Mabulak to Napoles. Lervin Flores this time finding Mabulak inside.
This time, on the recipient's end naman si Mabulak off that pass. Nakakapasok lamang na si Flores.
Mabulak has 5 points and 7 rebounds in this game, but you feel like he has more, right?
For sure. I feel like he's had 20 rebounds already. Feels like every play, lalo na no second quarter, siya nakakuha lahat ng rebound. Swapang din sa rebound pero kasi yun yung kaswapangan na gusto mo, no? Sa mga loose ball.
Definitely di siya swapang ngayong fourth quarter because he's already delivered 2 nice passes. This time, it's to Harvey Pagsanan.
And he's been as selfish in passing the basketball. Una kay Mabulak, doon naman kay Pagsanhan.
Muntinlupa down by 15 points here. Flores, can he come alive here in the fourth quarter? They badly need his production. Lohera, mid-range J, wala. They get it back. Kurt, still no go on the second try.
Guess who gets the rebound?
Lervin Flores getting his 9th board of the game. Pagsanhan cuts to the middle. Another assist para kay Mike Mabulak.
I tell you, rebounding, Flores, finishing, Pagsanhan.
Lots of holes in the defense of Muntinlupa here in the second half, Coach Chris. Lohera on the left side. Sarangay offers the screen. Ramos down low to JR. Flores hook shot. Lervin Flores called for the defensive foul.
And quickly, nagsenyas kagad. Gusto na magpasab, no? Medyo napagod siya. But that was a good seal. Ito yung magandang cut at pasa.
Assist of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Flores only with 6 points so far. All of those came in the first quarter. He has not scored since.
And after mentioning his name a lot of times, especially the first 5 minutes of the first quarter, hindi na natin siya halos nabanggit, no? It's been a struggle. Ito, nagpasap pa siya because a little winded as he checks out with those split free throws.
Yeah, he's had to deal with a plethora of the talented big men of Pangasinan in this game. Like we mentioned earlier, if you just tuned in, you know, Muntinlupa has never had to deal with a team in the top 8 of any division so far in this season, except for Zamboanga. That's a game which they lost. This is the first time that they are actually going up against a team that's poised to make the playoffs this season.
Yep. Certainly one of the contenders. I mean, nabanggit natin yung early struggles nitong Pangasinan. Meron din mga injury issues yan, just like any other team. But I'm liking what I see so far because their first win, I was able to witness that in Nueva Ecija of this 2-game winning streak when they was able to beat itong Pasay team, who was a well-oiled machine. And Ramos called for the offensive foul. Hesen Gabo, kakapasok lang, having an impact right away on the defensive end. And I think the difference has been, aside from the execution na nabanggit natin, in this game so far, 5 minutes and 49 remaining, there's been no hero ball para sa Pangasinan.
I definitely agree.
The up and down, na nabanggit mo, win-loss, I thought there are stretches wherein they would rely too much, especially on Vic Manuel. And Vic Manuel had to come to the rescue in those times wherein he was successful, but there were times also it was unsuccessful in this game, in the last 2 games, and in this game. You know, everybody has been contributing.
In their own little way. Just like that guy, Lervin Flores. That's
Hindi
already a
rebound yun.
bonus.
Hindi rebound yun.
Exactly, Coach. That's why I said bonus na yan
Yes.
pag mga puntos, lalo na pag jump shot. Barrera will try to get it back. That's 3 points para kay Mark Barrera.
Pero marami pang oras to, ha?
Yes. Hoping that there's a comeback still in the works para sa kanyang kupunan.
Agaw
Ramos
pa.
gets the steal. Patrick Ramos off the glass, no good. That's good coverage by Hesed Gabo. Pagsanhan with a running start. Manuel fakes the pass, puts the ball on the deck, blocked there by Lohera. Barrera is ahead, the pass a little behind. They get to save it to Hayes. Lohera is all alone, and he will put it in for 2.
Not a fan of that decision. Eventually, the shot of Vic Manuel There was no reason to rush with a big lead. Time and score, napaka-importante at this point of how you manage and get quality looks at the basket while using the clock.
Manuel hands it off. Galanza. Bong pulls up mid-range, in and out. Hayes pulls down the rebound. 4 boards in the game para kay Marvin Hayes. Barrera has come alive here in the second half. Kicks it out first to Kurt Lohera. Hayes against another lefty in Lervin Flores. Barrera currently with 10 points in the game. Lead pass inside to Sarangay. Mark Sarangay did not get the basket, but will go to the line for 2 shots.
I like the decision by Marvin Hayes. How many times have we seen him, you know, in the past few games, even in their wins, of trying to jack up a shot at the top of the key or maybe make a move, but his decision to go dribble handoff on the other end, progressed and developed into Mark Sarangay of the Barrera pass na ngayon nasa free throw line, but still continues to miss sa free throw.
Check out our special deal from OneXBet. When you scan the QR code and claim your special offer, Sarangay has not yet scored this entire game. But he does have 6 rebounds. That's his first point tonight. 64-52. Can Muntinlupa still make a ball game out of this with 3:47 remaining? They need a stop here. Pangasinan gets inside to Gabo, who kicks it out to Napoles. And Napoles will be called for steps.
Gusto nila i-challenge.
Coach Gerson was successful
May isa pa siya.
earlier, yes. That's the rule here. If you use your challenge and you're successful, you get another one later in the game.
Pero,
it looks like, yes, matutuloy. Oh, no.
okay.
They pulled back the challenge, so play will continue here.
I wonder why.
I think may bumulong na assistant coach.
Okay.
Matiliano off the curl. Galanza is right there in front of him.
Well defended. Alam mo, bread and butter ng Muntinlupa yan. Single-double.
Hayes able to sneak into the left side, getting past Jory Napoles, drawing the foul. That's going to be 2 shots at the line para kay Marvin Hayes.
That's a nice move on the block. Pagtanggap ni Marvin Hayes. Naramdaman niya, no? Nakasandal yung bigat sa kanya. Quick drop step to the baseline and was able to fish for the foul.
Mukhang malakas, bitaw pa lang. Marvin Hayes, one of the veterans here on this Muntinlupa squad that have really been aging gracefully. 5 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 0 out of 2 though from the charity stripe.
And as a team, Muntinlupa is shooting 6 of 19 from the charity stripe.
Now that's just terrible. We're down by 12 here. Pangasinan obviously will try to take as much time as they can off the game clock, but that's an early attack by Galanza. A score is needed here by the Cagers. A 2 or a 3. Hayes gets it to the corner. Matiliano blocked there by Pagsanhan.
What a play. What a basket saving play by Pagsanhan with that block that helped recover and to block the shot and get the loose ball rebound. Itong Pangasinan.
Oh, what about Pagsanhan tonight, coach? He has really been spectacular.
He's been
on
perfect.
both ends.
He's been perfect. 6 of 6.
Well, Manuel had to take it. The shot clock was winding down, although that was a miss. Hayes, left flank 3, knocks it down. Marvin Hayes brings Muntinlupa to within 9 points.
Obviously, Heat Waves call a timeout. Not out of the woods yet. They're right here with a catch and shoot situation. A little 2-on-1 on the weak side. Help recover a little late by Hessen Gabo. And Marvin was able to knock it down.
64-55. 2 minutong 16 segundo natitira dito sa ating laro. Check out our LGR fan outfit of the game. One of our spectators here inside the Paco Arena in Manila City. Miss Eva Elfie, our 1xBet ambassador, is also here in the venue to witness our Monday triple header dito sa MPBL. This is Pangasinan versus Muntinlupa. We're now in the twilight zone. 2 minutes remaining in this game. Melencio, one of those signature jumpers from the elbow, misses.
Was able to get to his spot and did a good job by rejecting the ball screen. Hindi lamang naipasok. On that much needed basket para sa Pangasinan. Tingnan natin si Cantimbuan. It's been a Ramos rather. It's been a struggle.
A minute and 34 remaining. Pagsanan hands it off to Galanza. Now, these guards have really orchestrated well for the Heat Waves, especially here in the second half. Melencio, Fontanilla, Gabo, those three guys have made sure that this offense is humming.
That's true. And how about the adjustment, no? Because Pangasinan pretty much ran the same play for Chester Melencio. Pero si Marvin Hayes ready na dun sa ball screen yun on that hard hedge. Was able to deflect the ball and force the turnover. Babalik sa kanilang bola.
Pangasinan will be facing Marikina on June 9. 5 days after that, they will go up against the Abra Weavers. That, I believe, is going to be in Benguet. And on June 21, they will go up against the Bacolod Tubo Slashers.
Magandang laban yan, ha? Lalo na pag tuloy-tuloy ang panalo nitong Pangasinan. Obviously, magandang momentum yan. Papasok sa isa sa mga contender, no, dito sa liga natin, which is ang Abra Weavers.
They have been one of the hottest teams this season, itong Abra Weavers.
Ano ang point differential nila sa kanilang panalo? Because it feels to me like at least it's 12.
In their last game?
No. In their last game, double figures yun.
Average.
No? Parang,
around that number, Coach.
diba? Hindi ko, parang bihira ko nakikita nasa single digit sa totoo lang. And obviously, kalahati na tayo ng season and 12-1 sila.
And their last game was against the reigning Southern Division champions, the Quezon Huskers.
In that low-scoring game.
Muntinlupa trying to hope that the door is slightly still open here. Lohera almost lost it. Gets it back. Lohera short on the jumper. Gets it back for Muntinlupa. Shot clock reset at 14. Hayes kicks it out. Lohera will redeem himself. Yes, sir.
How I wish that hindi na siya nag-step in because at this point, mas kailangan nila in 3 points. Because it's a 7-point lead. If that was a 3, which I think he's capable of hitting, would have been a 2-possession ball game. But nonetheless, basket pa rin.
Let's see here, that was the pass from Hayes and the elbow jumper by Kurt Lohera. Field goals have really come a few here in the second half para sa Muntinlupa Cagers. After starting off this game strong, since then it has been more of a drought para sa kanila.
Well, it's been the same number really. They made 11 field goals in the first half. They have 22 in the game. The big difference, as you kept on mentioning, Javi, as Kurt Lohera will score one inside to trim the lead down to 5, is their free throws. Yun talaga ang naging Achilles heel nila itong laro because yung free throws nila sobrang daming mintis, 13, 6 of 19.
This was the last play. Katimbuan finds Kurt Lohera. Back-to-back baskets for the former LaSalle Green Archer. That's another quick foul given up by Puroy Katimbuhan. 4th team foul against Muntinlupa. Next one will bring a Pangasinan player to the free throw line. 20.3 seconds remaining in this game. All Pangasinan needs to do is take care of the basketball. They almost lost it. We'd like to thank LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL.
Kaya pinagsabay na ni Coach Gerson, no? Itong two-guard lineup niya na si Melencio at si Gabo. Pero papasok si Pagsanhan for defensive purposes. Mas malaki ito kay Gabo for switching situations. Especially in defending the three.
These two free throws could possibly ice it para sa Pangasinan. Melencio able to knock down the first.
Tatangginin ko na yung possibly. Pag na-shoot to, wala na talaga to.
There you go, 2 out of 2. And that just might do it para sa Pangasinan. They make this 7-point ball game with 14.7 seconds remaining. Muntinlupa will burn a timeout here to try and map out one more play.
Every practice namin, competition para lahat ay magpatalo kaya dinadala namin sa game. Siguro sobrang kailangan talaga to, crucial game eh. Kasi medyo bumababa yung standing namin eh. So, one game at a time kami. So, every game kailangan makuha namin yung panalo. So, yun, para medyo tumaas yung standing namin.
You just heard Chester Ian Melencio, who was one of the heroes para sa Pangasinan in that game against Davao. 22 points para sa kanya. This high-scoring guard has gone up and down in this rotation of Coach Gerson Cabildes, but has played another important role tonight in this game against Muntinlupa, and that's gonna do it. Pagsanhan will wait for the clock to run out. Pangasinan gets their 8th victory and effectively moves past Pasay in the team standings.
The 3 straight wins para sa Pangasinan, and I've been really impressed, no, in this run by Pangasinan, the last 3 games that started out that team against Pasay, because they've been doing it as a team. They've been doing it on both ends. Their role players have seemed to figure out yung kanilang niche dito sa sistema ni Coach Gerson. And one guy in particular is this guy, Harvey Pagsanhan. No special highlights for him. There's no spectacular blocks, no spectacular dunks. It's been all strong finishes at the basket. It's been all steals. It's been all moving without the ball. And with the win, obviously, just like that, all smiles para sa kanila.
Exactly what Coach Gerson needs. Yung mga minention mong mga bagay, Coach, from a wing player like Harvey Pagsanhan, especially in this Pangasinan squad. Once again, 66-59 our final score. Harvey Pagsanhan is at courtside with Miss Lyra Punsalan.
Thank you, Javi. Harvey, after nyong makalamang sa second quarter, nagtuloy-tuloy na ang energy ninyo. And now you're on your 3rd game winning streak for the Heatwaves. How does it feel na strong start ang June ninyo?
Siguro yun lang, ginagawa namin yung mga pinapagawa ni Coach, and yung winning streak namin, kailangan namin yun magawa kasi yung mga games namin sa June like Abra and San Juan, sobrang lakas nila. Ayun, kailangan namin mabuo yung chemistry namin coming to that game.
Pagdating ng second half, dun ka talaga pumulusok, and now you're on your 2nd best player award. Ano pang in-improve mo sa laro mo?
Siguro yung mga little things lang sa nakulang sa game namin kasi yun yung aggressiveness sa court, kulang kami sa depensa. So yun, pinupunan ko yung mga pinapagawa ni Coach na depensa.
Any greetings?
Nagpapasalamat ako kay Mayor Liam Cesar, Gob Monmon Guico, Sec Conrad Serlia, Kong Esquimo Serlia of Abono, Kong Art Celeste, Mayor Cesar Cambao, Boss Robert Kai, Mayor Brian Celeste, Boss FJ Lim, at sa mga solid supporters ng Pangasinan. Maraming salamat, and yung family ko sa Nueva Ecija, and yung girlfriend ko nanonood, si Shara, and syempre yung mga tropa ko, si Pong, sila Iwok, sila Gob, sila Darwin, at yung iba pa na tropa ko sa Kalimambangan. And syempre binabati ko si Coach Steve Chu and si Boss Jimmy De La Cruz ng Jumbo Plastic.
Maraming salamat, Harvey Pagsanhan of the Pangasinan Heatwaves. Our best player of the game is brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, Lyra. Congratulations to Harvey and the Pangasinan Heatwaves for getting win number 8. Up next, we have Quezon City Galleries Taipan going up against Pasig City 3-10 versus 4-6. For my partner, Coach Christian Luanzon, and for our courtside reporter, Ms. Lyra Punsalan, this has been Javi Palanya. Keep it locked in here on the Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino.